Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Tea with a Druid, number 378. My name is Philip Cargom, and Tea with a Druid is brought to you by the Order of Bards, Ovates and Druids. So welcome everybody, and as we all arrive from all four corners of the world, I'll just read out a few places that catch my eye as the screen goes up. We have from Costa Rica, from Aberdeenshire, Germany, Phoenix, southern Spain, Boston, USA, Washington, what else have we got? Istanbul, Edinburgh, Colorado, New Zealand, Illinois, Virginia, Kyiv. Hello, Elena from Kyiv. Northamptonshire, the Mojave Desert, Amsterdam, the Netherlands, Northamptonshire, Johannesburg. Lovely to see everybody. And hello from Dublin, and from Des Moines, Godalming, Northern California, Lincolnshire, and so on. Welcome everybody. Grab a seat by the fire, and as we sit around the fire in this sacred grove, a very warm and hearty welcome to everyone. Now, this episode is dedicated to a lovely man, Magan, who has departed for the other world last Thursday. Many of you may have seen the interview I had with Manchan just 3 weeks ago. It was Tea with the Druid 374. If you haven't seen it, do have a look at it. It's absolutely lovely. He's a wonderful guy. I met him first at a literary festival this summer in Ireland, and we were able to have a chat. And I invited him on to Tea with the Druid, and I bought two of his books, and one of them I talked about 3 weeks ago with him, which was Listen to the Land Speak, a fantastic journey into the wisdom of what lies beneath us, focusing on the land of Ireland. And it was actually that very day he had received the news that the prostate cancer that he had spread to his spine. But he still wanted to go ahead with the interview, which I thought was incredibly brave of him. But after about 15 minutes, he needed to finish it because he was not comfortable. And so you'll notice in that particular tea, a difference is that I do the meditation on my own, and he's not with us. And he wanted me to get back to him to see if he could do another interview, because we were going to talk about his other book that he was talking about at the literary festival in Ireland. So we were going to do a whole session on that. And unfortunately, that's not to be. So he passed away on Thursday. He was much loved. There's some wonderful obituaries you can read about it on the BBC website. You can read about it in the Irish Independent, the account of his funeral and his life and so on. He was a really, really wonderful person. And he said he wasn't at all afraid of death. He was very, he'd traveled all over the world. He achieved tremendous things. He made lots of documentaries. He traveled around the world. He got to know indigenous peoples. Really, really a lovely, lovely soul. So in our meditations today, I'm going to read a Druid prayer that we say when somebody has departed. And it's a prayer where we wish the soul well as the soul travels in the other world, released from the burdens of the body. So Ruth is saying, my heart is broken. Ireland and the world have lost a pure soul. Yes, he was just lovely. So this episode is dedicated to him. The theme of that he and I were going to talk about, because he was particularly fascinated about the resonances between Irish and Indian cultures, the two ends of the Indo-European arc. And the reason why I'm so, apart from it being interesting in itself, I was particularly drawn to this when I first discovered these resonances quite a while back, because when I came into touch with Druidry at a young age, when I was a teenager, I also at exactly the same time became fascinated by Buddhism and by Indian culture. And so for many years, I wondered whether I should be following one path rather than the other. And then at some point, I discovered that the Dharmic traditions of India have the same historical roots that go back to the area of the Caucasus, southern Caucasus. And then this Indo-European culture spread out. And there's been some very interesting recent research with the Max Planck Institute about this, which I go into in a workshop that I'll be doing. And so the root of these two wonderful spiritual paths is the same root. So we had, for many years, we had conferences called One Tree, Many Branches. And so in the spirit of Manchan's fascination with different cultures and the connections between different cultures, I'm really pleased to be exploring this topic. And I think what Manchan would want, as anyone who writes books and who is fascinated by culture and the world of ideas and fascinated by spirituality, is not to feel limited by physical incarnation. That, as we know, people who they leave this earth, but their influence carries on. And it's different, of course. Sometimes, strangely, it's stronger when somebody leaves this plane. It's a really interesting phenomenon, that their real influence. I mean, I feel in a way that with my Druid teacher, Nguyen, his influence was stronger after he'd left this plane than it was during his lifetime. Because during somebody's lifetime, they're constrained in all sorts of ways. And that those constraints are sort of released, and then it's just their messages, their inspirations, their ideas, their contributions that live on without those constraints. So in that spirit, I've done an hour-long workshop with the Shift network. And that's, if you saw the what's it called, the thumbnail for the for this broadcast, you'll see a mention of it there. And I'll give you the link now. So this is I think it's something like the 15th of October, but don't worry about when it is, because it's recorded. And so if you register for it, they'll send you a link to the recording, so you can just watch it at your leisure. It's broadcast for the first time at a very inconvenient time, unless you're a night owl in Europe, of 12:30 at night, which is, I guess, 1:30 in Britain. So that's 1:30 in Europe. So so just if you just register and then you get an email, and then you can watch it later. But that's really, I mentioned Manchan's book in there, and we dive into it for a whole hour. Yes. So today has been an absolutely beautiful day of that kind of sunshine and light you get, I guess, in all sorts of places, but certainly in southern England at this time of year in October. Clear light. There's been a fantastic gale that's been blowing all over the weekend. I was walking on one of the paths between these churches that are mentioned in the Long Man book, from Berwick Church to Firle Church, and up along the South Downs Ridge in a kind of force 10 gale, but with the sun shining. So it was a beautiful day, but my God, it was, and we were walking against the wind. But I feel so invigorated and transformed by that. It's still with me, even though that was on Saturday. So it feels like a fresh start. The air is clear here. And let's go into a meditation on this theme of the clear air. And on this theme of, the autumn and of letting go. The colors of the trees are glorious now. Golden, reds, yellows, browns. This beautiful transition. Some leaves still green, of course, and then others turning. Just as all of us, some are green. Some of us are green, and some of us are getting older and becoming golden, and then at some point the leaves just tumble and Life is so much about letting go, isn't it? And just letting go. And in letting go, if we can allow it and accept it, there's a sort of freshness and peace in letting go that is so profound. There can be feelings of slight panic, nostalgia, wanting to hang on to the summer, wanting to hang on to your own life, wanting to hang on what you've got and gained and worked hard for. And then in these times of shedding and letting go, it can be difficult. But if we can just let go like the trees let go of the leaves, there's a beautiful, beautiful peace that can come upon us. And so let's go into a deeper awareness of being in the sacred grove now, with that sense of the autumn. And I know some of you in the Southern Hemisphere, and that you're going into the spring. But before long, you'll be going into the autumn again. So I hope you'll stay with us, as it were. But just imagine now that you're here wherever you are, looking at your screen perhaps, or starting to close your eyes or soften your gaze. And you're very aware of the fact that you're in your room. There are the walls around you, floor beneath you, ceiling above you, all very solid, firmly positioned in the here and now. Here you are, and you breathe in slowly. Hold your breath for a moment. And then breathe out fully and deeply. And then you do it again one more time, breathing in slowly, holding for a moment, and then breathing out fully and deeply. And as you breathe out, if it's okay for you, you just gently start to feel the walls around you, the floor beneath you, and the ceiling above you gently start to dissolve as you find yourself in a forest clearing. It's autumn, it's perhaps the sort of late afternoon, the lovely evening sun coming in, and the leaves gently falling. And it has that smell of a forest in autumn. You find the right spot to sit, nice smooth stone, log of a tree, or perhaps sitting on the ground. It's dry on the ground, and there are these bright golden leaves around you. So beautiful, sitting on golden leaves, dry, crisp. Breathing in the air. A little autumn bonfire burning in the center, perhaps, just crackling away. So there's a smell of wood smoke. And you look up and you see some birds flitting amongst the branches. Evening sunlight filtering through the leaves. And you sense yourself seated in the sacred grove with hundreds of people from all over the world. They've come from Costa Rica and Johannesburg and Kiev and all sorts of places, America and Europe and New Zealand, all together at this time in this circle, in this magical place, a sacred grove. Sacred groves are found in India. There are thousands of sacred groves in India, and they're found all across the Indo-European arc, all the way across to the British Isles, to Brittany in France, to Ireland. And these are places beloved of the Druids, places where we can sit in the inner world as well as in the physical world. So when we find these places in the physical world and we have the time, we can sit quietly to tune into these places and to use them as places where we can change our consciousness, move out of our sense of everyday self to our sense of the magical self, our spiritual self, our soul, breathing in the sunlight and the warmth, feeling the earth beneath us, the trees around us and the sky above us. And sitting in this inner grove now, in this magical place together, just tune into the earth and feel the way the earth energy flows into your body. Notice the quality of the energy that you can connect with, grounding, stabilizing. And as you breathe in, the energy of the earth flows up through your energy field. Bringing a sense of stability and calm. And you sense the roots of the trees now in the earth, reaching deep down in the soil, curling around rocks, sensing the nutrients, connecting to the mycelium, connecting to the family that is connected underground, the community of the forest. You could say it's where the soul and the heart of the forest is underground, all connected up by the mycelium, these beautiful tiny filaments, connecting this heart and this mind together, and then the moisture and the nutrients flowing up through the soil, through the mycelium, through the roots, and then traveling up the trunks of the trees. And you sense the trees around you now. Each tree a spirit, a being. Tuning in to the consciousness of each of the trees. Sensing how different they are from us, and yet this heart connection between us, this way that they can nourish our souls and support us in a mysterious way that we may not even have words for, but we can feel. May I feel supported by the trees, supported, nourished, helped, inspired by the trees, by all that they do for me and for us. And then your awareness moves up to the branches high above. We can see now how the sun is starting to set. The first stars are coming out above the branches up in the sky. The light of the sky changing. And the almost full moon rising in the sky. This full moon due to be a supermoon, the light flowing into us. May we be blessed by this moonlight. May the energy of the sky flow into our beings, filling us with vitality and inspiration. And you notice how the energy of the sky meets the energy of the earth within the center of your being. as you just focus on breathing in and breathing out. And as you settle into the grove, just feeling present in this circle, let us hear from the songs of Magan and Krishna. Magan from Ireland, Krishna from India. I am the wind on the sea. I am the radiant sun among the light givers, among the stars of night. I am the ocean wave. I am the roar of the sea. I am the moon. I am the ocean among the waters. I am a stag of 7 tines. I am a hawk on the cliff. I am the wind. I am a shining tear of the sun. I am the fairest of flowers. I am the Himalayas. I am the mighty Boyne River. Tuning into your breath, just focusing on breathing in and breathing out. Breath flows into this body as a nectar of the gods. Every breath is a whisper of the goddess who says, "Here is the ritual I ask of you. Be the cup into which I pour this bliss, the elixir of immortal peace." Here is the ritual I ask of you. Be the cup into which I pour this bliss, the elixir of immortal peace. And then thinking of Manchan Magan, thinking of Manchan now, we say the Druid prayer. Dear Manchan, may your journey to the Isles of the Blessed, to the fields of bliss, to the land of freedom and splendor, be swift and sure. May the light be your guide on the journey. May the blessings of the spirits of the tribe and of the ancestors, of time and of place and of the journey be with you. May the blessings of the spirits of north and south, east and west be with you. May the blessings of the Lord and Lady of the animals and the woods, the mountains and the streams be with you. May the blessing of the uncreated one, whose child is the created word, and of the spirit that is the inspirer, be always with you. By the beauty of the fields, the woods and the sea, by the splendor that is set upon all that is, we send you, dear Manchan, our love and blessings. May your journey to the Isles of the Blessed, to the fields of bliss, to the land of freedom and splendor be swift and sure. And now we touch the earth beneath us with our hands, and we sense the palms of our hands on the earth. May this earth be blessed May the land be blessed. And then imagine that your hands just float up and take the hand to the left and right of you, so that we are all now seated in a circle together, connecting, sensing that community, that sense of connection. May this circle be blessed. May this sacred grove be blessed. May our lives be blessed. May all lives be blessed. A gentle squeeze to either side as you release the hands and bring the hands to your heart. And at this point, you may want to bring your hands physically to your heart, placing your palms on your heart. May my life be blessed. May all lives be blessed. May the land be blessed. And as you feel the warmth from your hands flowing into your heart, sense that warmth traveling through your body. And your awareness of the body grows stronger and stronger, so that you feel fully present in your body, here and now. And gradually your sense of being in the sacred grove begins to fade as you become aware of the four walls around you, the floor beneath you and the ceiling above you, the screen in front of you. And when you feel ready, and only when you feel ready, you gently open your eyes. So, thank you for sharing in that meditation. And you see there how beautifully the two streams of inspiration. I read a combination of from the songs of Magan and the Song of Magan, which is originally found in an 11th century Irish text, but it's clearly much, much older, coming out of oral tradition. And the songs of Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita, mashed together, and they're coming from the same source, as it were. And then the words of being inspired by the breath, the goddess. That's from the Tantra. What's it called? The Radiant Sutra. Radiant Sutra is from the Vaish. I always forget the pronunciation of this. Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. And then I finished with the Druid funeral prayer that we use in Druid ceremonies for Manchan. So many, many blessings. I hope you have a really blessed week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Yeah. So much love, and if you're able to access the Druid Hearth, I'll pop into the Hearth now, and we'll carry on our deliberations, but you'll have a chance to speak because you'll have access to your microphones there. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.